How's it going, guys? Cranky Yankee here. A little quick live stream here. I read something on Twitter last night. I haven't been able to confirm this, so at this point it may just be a rumor. But I don't remember the name of the account that I saw, but hold on, guys. I'm gonna make this quick because I'm about to go into work. But supposedly, hey Megan, supposedly John Tavares signs a 6-year deal with the Islanders. I'm not sure exactly how much it's gonna be, but if this is the case, and this is how I think it's going to happen, if this isn't necessarily the truth at this point, I think that that's what's going to happen. I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I think he's going to stay in New York. I think he's going to sign long-term with them. I think he's probably going to be retiring as an Islander. I know there's a lot of teams. Thank you, Megan. There's a lot of teams interested in him. I know there's been talks of Vegas possibly, Montreal, Toronto, Pittsburgh even, which I highly doubt. They don't have enough cap space to sign him. But I don't really see much better places for him to go other than New York. Because, I mean, obviously if I were him... I know, are you using your heating pad? Because I know that's been helping you. What was I saying? At his age and his talent level, I would think that if he goes anywhere other than New York, he'd want to go to a team that has some cup contention. You know, a team that's going to be contending for the cup, or at least a team that's going to be in the playoffs next year. Now the Islanders do have 3. It's probably because it's at the worst point, and eventually it's just going to stop working because your pain's just going to be so bad that even like Advil or Midol or anything just won't help. You know, if I were him, I'd want to go to a team that I think, well, if I go on this team, you know, we could be a playoff team next year. We could be a cup contender next year. I think the Islanders could have that. Their goaltending's a little meh. So you only got 2 more days, but that's awful. I can't imagine. I mean, I'm a man, so I can't imagine, but I can imagine it's pretty painful. So I don't really know where he'd go, because the teams that I would think that he would fit well in, the cap space is kind of... And then at that point, it's like, you know, are you going to move out some capable players just to bring him in? And then at that point, are you really making your team better? At that point, I think at the best, you're probably just keeping your team the same. You're just having a guy like Tavares instead of having like 1 or 2 other guys that maybe around the same age or a little older, that maybe don't have quite the offensive capability of Tavares, but, you know, are still solid core guys. So my personal opinion on this is I think he's going to stay in New York. I know Lou Lamoriello just came in. I know he's been talking with Tavares, and if Lamoriello is smart, he's going to do everything he can to keep Tavares in New York. You just don't want to keep him on that team, because that's a guy you build around. Even at his age, you know, he's not a prospect anymore. He's at his prime. He's 27 years old, a little younger than me. So I mean, he's as good as he's ever going to be. He's probably got 3 more years probably at this level of production, and then he will probably start to drop off a bit. Most players tend to start dropping off around 30, 31, 32, around there. So maybe even 5 or 6 years. Which if he did sign the 6-year contract, that's basically signing him for his prime. He will be signed till he's 33, which at that time is when generally you kind of start dropping off. But yeah, I agree. I think that I don't really... Everyone's talking about, oh, he's going to go here, he's going to go here. It's like, I don't think he's going to go anywhere. I just think that he's been like, you know what? I've been kind of misused, kind of mistreated a little bit here. I've been busting my ass. I mean, you look at the year he had. He had a phenomenal year this year for them not making the playoffs. And he is in his prime, yeah. And, you know, I think it's more a matter of he wasn't holding out because he necessarily wants to go to another team. I think he was holding out because he's like, look, if I'm going to stay in New York, I want to make sure you guys are paying me what I deserve. And he could be a $10 million a year player. Like, that 6-year contract could be a 10-year or a 6-year, $60 million contract. It could be a 6-year, $70 million contract easily. I could very much see him, you know, demanding at least 10. but it could be even a lot more than that. It could be even 11 or 12. And if that's the case, you're looking at 12 times 6, 60, and then 2, so that'd be like $90,000 or $90 million for 6 years. But I think a player of his caliber, it's completely grounded that he demands that kind of money because I think he's worth it. And I think that if New York is smart, they'll pay him whatever he wants. They'll give him however many years he wants. They'll pay him however much. It is a lot of money. But you look at like who am I thinking? Look at Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane in Chicago. Those guys make a lot of money. I think Kane actually makes like $10.5 million a year, and you can argue that Tavares is at least as good as those two guys, at least as good as a Toews or a Kane. He's at least that good. Probably I'd say he's not the same kind of player as Toews because he's a goal scorer, but I mean he's at least in that elite potential up there. He's up there with Crosby and Malkin and all those guys. Like, you know, he's a superstar, and it's just really sad to me that given his potential and how good he is, that the Islanders just haven't been able to really do anything with that. But I think that has more to do with management and the team that they've put around him rather than him himself, because he's not the problem in New York. He's one of the bright lights in that team, in that organization. But like I said, I don't know if this is confirmed. Shannon hasn't reported on it yet, and I'm kind of the belief that if the hockey guy hasn't reported on it, it's not confirmed yet, because he follows that stuff way more than me. But I just happened to see somebody posted on Twitter, and it wasn't just some Joe Schmo account, it was like an official account. Said that he signed a 6-year deal with New York. And I had a feeling that was going to happen when I heard that they got new management. They're bringing in new management, new coaching. I think it was new coaching, but I know they definitely got Lou Lamoriello. I know that they got rid of their general manager. They brought in a new guy, and I think they did that because the one that they had was not. He wasn't working with Tavares, and I think he'll be like, all right, what do you want, buddy? We want you to stay here. What's going to take for you to stay in New York? And you know, I think what they really need to go forward looking at is getting some solid defense, a good defensive core for him, and some good goaltending, because offensively they got him. They got Bailey, had a really good year too, so Justin Bailey could be, you know, another good prospect they have there. And they've got 3 first-round draft picks, I believe, this year. They've got some solid draft picks, so they can get some good prospects in this draft going forward. And if they're smart, that's what they'll do, and they'll use guys. Maybe, you know, they might get 1, maybe even 2 out of the first draft that may be NHL ready next year. Their picks are a little late, so I'm not sure if they would get NHL ready guys right away, but they definitely can get some guys that'll be ready to come up in the next year or two. But I personally don't think he's going anywhere, and that's just my opinion. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comments. Whether you think he's going to stay in New York, whether you think that he's going to go somewhere else. I know that there's a lot of teams that would love him. I mean, there's pretty much anybody in the league would to have a John Tavares on their team. Anyone. I don't think there's a single team in the NHL that would say no to him. I mean, unless they don't have the cap space, obviously. But I know there are teams that would move mountains to get him. And I know that there have been teams. I think Montreal's been trying to free up the cap space for him because of the moves they've been making. That fucking bullshit Galchenyuk Domi trade, because that makes all kinds of sense. Sorry, my phone fell. But anyways, that's it for me, guys. I'm the Cranky Yankee. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. What do you think Tavares is going to do? Is he going to stay in New York? Is he going to go anywhere else? And also, give me some ideas of what teams you think would be a good fit for him. Teams that have the cap space that would have the cap space to sign him. The only one I can think of that would have the cap space right now that that would be like the easiest one, where like you go, boom, they're in the playoffs. Well, this can be playoffs again. Would be Vegas. I believe they have the cap to sign him, and I could totally see them trying to pick him up, and he would be a monster in Vegas. A monster. I mean, they don't have a superstar player. I mean, they have Fleury, but he's kind of old. He's getting old. But anyways, that's it for me. Leave your comment section below. Remember to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you get all my notifications. And we'll see you guys in the next one. I'm the Cranky Yankee, and you guys have a wonderful day. Also, happy Father's Day to all of you fathers out there. I am a father myself. I woke up to coffee and hey, boy, what's up, Carson? I woke up to coffee and breakfast this morning, which was nice for Father's Day. But that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know where you think Tavares is going to go. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day.